I'm Wes Allen, and this is my quick look at one of the betas for the Olive Tree Reader. Alright, now what you just saw was the top title bar and the bottom button bar come in and kind of fade out or zoom out after the book loaded. That's because Olive Tree has implemented a full screen interface. That's what it would have looked like without it, but now you have all that screen real estate to display your text. So if you want to put a larger font in or something, it's really easy to do now. If you want to have the title bars and the button bar come back, you just tap inside the text and they show up. If you've used any of their readers, say on Palm OS or on a Windows mobile device, you're familiar with their split screen concept, and they still have that here in this version. I have mine set right now to be in the bottom of the screen, right in the middle. So if I tap there, it's going to go full screen, or going to go to split screen, and you can drag up and down and move it. You can change the books and change the verses or sync the verses, just like you could in the older versions for those other devices. If you're familiar with that, again, one of the things that these old versions did is that anytime you wanted to tap on something, you got information like a note or parsing, it would go to split screen and the information would be at the bottom of the screen, on the bottom of the two splits. In the iPhone or iPod Touch version, however, they instituted this for their notes. Just a nice little window that pops up. You can change the color for it. You can scroll through the information. If you want to split and read the notes without the text around it in a full screen, you just hit that button and it'll do it. And if you want it to go away, you just tap out of it and it'll scroll back out again. That's really well done. The first time I saw it, my eyes just bugged out. Here it is, our passage. I'm going to go to Matthew 5:1, which is where we were in the English. Now again, I can split screen that. So say I want to go split screen, and these are now synced. So if I go to another verse, the top's going to move with it. If I want to check out to see if I'm translating okay, I can do that. But this is a parsed text. This is not just the text being displayed. So that means if I wanted to go to say, what's this word, oklus here? I'm going to click on it. Oh, and the parsing comes up now. And they also have that for the BHS, so the Hebrew is available too. I do have a parsed Septuagint as well. This was one of the features that I have been waiting on for Olive Tree ever since they released the iPhone version, because I was just amazed me. I could read my passage, and if I got a little confused about a word, I could look up and see what the parsing information was. And I really appreciate the fact that this is being worked on and that it's here, and that it uses that same cool pop-up technique so that you know exactly what you're looking at. You can see the little arrow there, and it's fast, it's responsive. It's just, to me, it's just a wonderful feature. This is where I'm a little dubious about the full screen mode, and this is one of the things that I don't know if there's a way to fix it or not. If I tap somewhere on a non-parsed text, if it's not a note, I'm going to get the title bar at the top and the toolbar at the bottom, and I'm going to be able to get to my library or change verses and things like that. If you have a text, particularly that's got a lot of just narrative on it, it's going to go all the way over to the other side. There's not a whole lot of free space on there, because if I check on a word, I'm going to get the pop-up box, and I want to get the title bar, so I have to find a spot where it's not going to get confused and think that that's a parsing that I'm going for. For that reason, I'm kind of considering going to a non-full screen mode, even though the full screen, I mean, look how much text I can read on that. That's absolutely amazing. The library feature is very nice. This is my library, all the text that I have on here. It'll go to your favorites, so it'll look up the ones that you look up most. I haven't built my favorite list yet. And you can see here that it has the Olive Tree catalog and also my account. Because of the new iTunes integration for purchasing content, now you can link to your iTunes account. That's not quite active yet for the betas. I'm waiting for that to come about. But you can still look at the Olive Tree catalog. And if you've bought books for your other versions of Olive Tree Reader and you want to still be able to use them on your iPhone or iPod Touch, you can. You can still sync up those books so that you can still be able to use them. That's great. People hate moving from platform to platform because you have to rebuy purchases, especially when you're using what's essentially the same program from the same company. And it's really nice that they've made that so that you can use your old books. I was a little worried about having to rebuy the Greek and the Hebrew. The verse chooser is the same. If you've used any of the olive tree readers, it brings up all the list of the books that are available for that version. I'm in the Greek New Testament, so obviously I only have the Greek. This is functional. I wish almost they would come to a different setup for it, especially when you're in like a book that's huge, like say Psalms. That's a lot of verses, or a lot of chapters to scroll through, and the boxes get smaller the more you have it, so the chances of hitting the wrong box go up a lot, particularly if you're in a hurry. If someone says, let's look at this verse really quick. I almost wish they would do the scroll wheel. I understand why they didn't for the book chooser at least, because people don't know the book orders, which is a shame in and of itself. But it would be nice to maybe have the scroll wheels, those cool iPhone, iPod Touch scroll wheels that have all the books listed, so you can just scroll through to the one that you want. In practice, this could be or should be faster, but if you're hitting wrong buttons and you need to go back, sometimes it's not. You can see my attempt to do a Greek search a little while ago. I'm going to search all of God, and you can't give it options to test in the whole Bible, Old Testament or New Testament. Let's just do New Testament. I want to make it as short as I can. And the exact phrase. Pretty powerful search tools. And here's all the results. I haven't found it yet. It would be nice to know how many hits that you got for a search. It might be on there, but I haven't found it yet. And you can do pretty complex searching even in the original languages on the iPhone or iPod Touch version, which is a really, really neat feature to have, portable for you. And the searches are pretty quick. Let's show we'll do the God searches. That's a big search. Let's do it for the whole Bible so we can see how long it takes. Okay. That was like under 5 seconds, and it searched for God in the entire text of the New English Translation, the Net Bible. To have that type of power and speed in searching in your pocket is something we wouldn't even have thought to have even 5 years ago. Alright, so you can see that the olive tree reader is coming along very nicely. The beta has got some features that are absolutely amazing. The new parsing features for Greek and Hebrew are going to be a fantastic resource for scholars and pastors and people who like to study the Bible. The search features are coming along nicely. When I learn the more complex grammatical searches for the parsed text, I'll be sure to give you a new video on that. If you're looking for a new Bible reader and you've just moved over to an iPhone or an iPod Touch, you really don't need to look any further. There are some other ones out there, but this is got a great company behind it, and it's a fantastic resource.